Welcome back to Hijab's Code Quest. In episode 3 of our app creation series, we are going to build a simple and useful calculator app. You'll learn how to perform basic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division on code.org. So open your workspace and let's start coding. Okay, so as we know, our first step is to set a goal. So we are going to write my calculator app. Okay, and then we are going to save it. Next step that we have to go ahead with is designing, as we have already discussed in previous classes. So either you can select your theme or a background color. So I would prefer going ahead with the theme, and I'm going to select this. Then what do we need? We need two labels right over here. Increase the size. Yeah, where I'm going to write first number so that the person know that over here they need to enter their first number. Next step would be going ahead with a text input, which will help us to enter the number. Okay, and we have to reduce its size because it's way too long. Yeah. So over here, we will put the number and we can increase its font size to as per our requirement. I'm just going to write something over here so that I can see how big do I want the number to appear. Okay, 25 would be fine. Okay, so now let's remove this. Next, we'll go over here and let's try increasing this too. I suppose that's big enough. Now what we will do is we will be duplicating it of the same font size and same, you can say length and width. Then we will be going ahead with, I mean, changing the text, which is second number. And then we will be repeating the process, duplicating our text input and placing it over here. Okay. Now moving on, what do we need is we need another label to display this, right? So I'm going to use another label and increase its size so that I'm able to display the output, right? And I have to increase its font size. I'll keep it 25 again. And text alignment, I'll change it to center. Center is fine. And then we will be removing, or maybe let's increase its font size a bit. Okay. So though you can keep it 25, that's up to you. And now we will be needing our most important elements, which is buttons. So I'm going to keep one button over here. And instead of writing addition, I'm going to put the symbol of plus. And I will be renaming this button as button underscore add. Now, ID means, as we discussed before, it is the name given to your button, which is button underscore add for me, right? And I'm gonna change its width and height to maybe 60 each. Yeah, and I will increase the font size again so that we can see it properly. Okay, that's fine. Now, in the same manner, I'm going to duplicate this 4 times so that we have 4 different buttons for addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Right? All I have to do is change the symbols and the names of the button. For subtract, then is gonna be there for multiplication. Either you can put X or an asterisk sign, which is used for multiplication in computer, right? So that can also be there. And then you can go ahead with division, which is this, right? So we know that we have these four things and we have to rename them. Yeah, underscore multiply. Okay, and then we have button 5, which would be changing it into button underscore div for division. Okay, now since we are done with the basic designing, let's move ahead with the code. So as you must have seen in the previous episodes, we have gone ahead with on events. See, we will be using over here, drag 4 on event blocks for 4 of these operations, right? So first one would be anything like button addition, then button subtraction, button multiply, and then button div, that is division. The next thing we have to go ahead with is set text. Okay, we'll be dragging in all of them. And then over here, we need to specify where we want the output to be displayed. So that's our label 5. So I'm going to choose label 5 in each one of them. After that, we have to go ahead with map and drag the operators. Like first, for the first one, it's going to be plus operator, which we have to keep on text. Second is going to be subtraction, then multiplication, and finally division. In the same manner, you can go ahead with any of these operators, whichever you feel like, right? So for now, we are going ahead with these 4 basic operators. Right now, next step would be get number, and we will be putting it on either side of these, okay, the plus operator. Why? Because get number. Why? Because we can only take number as the value, right? We cannot take text over here because these are obviously numbers, right? So let's go ahead and drag get number and place it on either side. Then what are the IDs that we are going to select? That is text input 3 and 4. Okay, so those are the basically text inputs are used to take input from the user. So 3, and then we have 4, again 3, 4, 3, and 4. Then again 3 and 4, right? And now let's try and check if it's working properly the way we want. So let's first go ahead with addition. So it's gonna be 5 and 7, and then click on plus. So you can see 12, right? Similarly, if we go ahead with another one like 19, minus 7, that would be 12 again. Okay, what if we change this into 9? That would be 10. In the same manner, there can be a clear button also, right? For which what you're going to do when clear button is clicked, you have to erase everything, right? Back to the normal. In the same manner, we can multiply and do the division, right? So anything over here can be done. And we can also use the round block map.round for rounding off such decimal numbers, right? Congratulations, you have successfully created your own very basic calculator app. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and learned something new today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Hijab's Code Quest. Also, click the bell icon so that you never miss the upcoming tutorials. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. That is episode number 4. Until then, keep learning, keep creating, and keep coding. Bye bye.